The Aviation Heritage Foundation in Havelock has so much history here, including the airplane behind me that was flown in Vietnam. It has authentic Marine uniforms as well as other uniforms. There's even an airplane simulator and more. Let's learn some history and see how well I can fly an airplane.
The Havelock Tourist and Event Center was opened in 2002, and so we celebrated 20 years in December. Started with the city commissioners and the mayor worked together to be able to get this facility opened, and we've had numerous events here, but our main thing is our aviation exhibits that are here. Eastern Carolina Aviation Heritage Foundation that oversees our exhibits. Actually, we've just gotten a new simulator, which is a Harrier simulator that we want everybody to come out and see.
Okay, behind me is our brand new Aviate, basically full systems simulator that was built for us. I mean, you can get in there and you can look like you're flying outside just like you was in the airplane, or you can be in another airplane beside you looking down at yourself.
Our center also is a visitor center, so it is great to see people from all over the country, not just here in North Carolina, but people come visit this area. With the Cherry Point Marine Corps base being so close, we have families that come in and explore the facility, and it's just great to see people that come back that were stationed here and talk about what they actually remember about Havelock and about their experiences over at Cherry Point. So I actually am in charge of the facility. The maintenance part, making sure I do have some full-time staff that helps me with that. But we worry about that part of it, and then we make sure that the exhibits, the visitors are looked after. Our Havelock Chamber of Commerce during the week, they help us with the visitors. So they're the ones that greet the visitors for us, work with them, and show them around the exhibits and all of that. And then on Saturdays, I have part-time staff that come in and help us with that also. So.
Well, we work on our summer camp, which is coming up very soon, and it's going to be great. And this year was tough because we have 55 campers that we accepted, but we had 80-some applicants. So we had to weed through and get recommendations from the teachers and the parents, and the kids wrote letters and all. And our goal is to get them excited about engineering and about aviation. So that's going to be a neat camp. So I work with that, and then we have our fly-in coming up, which is August the 18th. So I work along with that, and Pam is the real brains behind the show. That she just ever so often pushes me out front to talk about it, but she's the brains. And then we do a little function in the fall, which is really fun, and it's our fall event. But what we do is we ask the members of the ECAF to come in and enjoy an evening with us, and then we challenge them to do what the kids did in summer camp. So one year it was egg drops. So they had to do just what the kids did, and that's figure out what kind of materials work the best, get on a lift and get up high and drop the eggs and see how many break and how many don't. And it's just so much fun to watch the adult. Of course, we compress it. We only give them an hour or so as opposed to a week to build up to it. But it's a lot of fun to do that. And then we have a gala in February. We have a guest speaker. We've had the head civilian from the Fleet Readiness Center East on Cherry Point. We've had stunt pilots. We've had all kinds of different people come in and talk to us about what they do that has to do with either aviation or engineering. And people come into that and we have a nice meal. Usually about 400 or so people attend that. So it's a big deal. And we do it right here in the Tourist Event Center, which is a great venue for us. We've been very fortunate.
Talk about this special thing behind you. Let's talk about that.
That is a CH-46. This particular one is an HH-46 because it was configured to be a Pedro, the search and rescue aircraft for this area. And in my last tour at Cherry Point, I got to fly Pedro, which was fun. That was kind of back in ancient history. I was here for Hurricane Floyd, so I remember going up to Greenville and getting fuel when we were rescuing people, but then after a while, the water was 4 feet up in the terminal at the Greenville airport, so we had to bring in trucks and get them on the road so we could refuel. But it was great for that, and before that I flew it as a combat aircraft, flew it in Vietnam, and then for the next 30 odd years after that. So It's just a great aircraft. Carry troops, rescue people, do insertions, do all kinds of stuff. So a really versatile aircraft that has now been replaced by the Osprey, the V-22. So this is a relic, kind of like some of us that flew it. We go all the way back to the Wright brothers and talk about what they did and how brave it was and how many times they failed. And then they just kept pushing on, like Edison or all the great inventors. And they kept pushing on and really developed something that now we can't live without. And helicopters like this, Vietnam, we would usually be at the site of where the person was wounded within maybe 30 minutes or an hour. And we saved so many limbs and so many lives by being able to get them to a doctor quickly, as opposed to, look back in the Civil War, and if you got shot in the leg, you're probably going to lose your leg. And even in World War II, if you got injured, it was going to take so long to get you to the back lines where the medical people were. They always had corpsmen, and thank God for that, because they're really great. But to get them back to real surgical abilities is a big thing, and that's what the helicopters, one of the things they did for us.
Eastern Carolina Aviation Heritage Foundation is sponsoring a camp that starts on July the 24th through the 28th. It's a half-day camp. It is entitled Go the Distance, and we'll have 55 rising 4th, 5th, and 6th graders here with local teachers and engineers from FRC East and volunteers. It's going to be a great camp, and we're really looking forward to it. And then in August, on August the 18th, we have a free family night. It's our STEM night, where we'll have different booths with STEM activities. All of it's interactive, so all the kids will get to be able to come out and explore. We'll have our H-46 open for the kids to go inside of, and so it's just going to be a great night. It's free. We will have some door prizes and some giveaways, and the Havelock Police Department will be here with school supplies. So I want to invite everyone to come. It starts at 5 and it ends at 8.